Custom Christmas ornaments are a very popular product during Q4 on Etsy. There is a ton of these already generating thousands of dollars in profit. I sold quite a few during last year's Q4, and the first one started to sell for me this year during September. So in this video, I'm going to show you the method that I use to very easily create, upload, and sell these ornaments, and I'll also show you what to do once an order is placed. So first of all, let's take a look at some of the best sellers right now in the custom Christmas ornaments niche on Etsy. There is a bunch of listings that are already getting over $10,000 in monthly revenue, and this niche isn't even close to peaking yet. For me personally, I got the most sales with these last year in the first 2 weeks of December. That just shows the potential right here. Some of these, or most of these, were actually also published about a year ago, as you can see by the listing age, 12 months old, 14 months old. So a lot of these posted 1 year ago, and now they're ranking really high and doing extremely well. If we look at some of the design examples, we've got quite a lot of these round ones right here doing well. There is custom shapes as well with sort of wooden themes sometimes, but I'm not sure how to do these as POD products. I think My Designs might have some custom shapes on offer as well. Those are usually also more expensive. So I'm going to stick to these kind of more easy and cheaper round ceramic ornaments in this tutorial. And as you can see, we've always got a bit of text right here that people can customize with different names or potentially a year. In this case, it says our new home. We can also input the name of the street. That's a cool idea. There's some pet themed ones right here with animals and their name. We've got our first Christmas engaged. That's a cool idea. So as you can see, there is a ton of different sub niches right here to this overarching niche of Christmas ornaments. There is quite a lot of them that say kind of something along the lines of first Christmas, like this one right here, baby's first Christmas. So maybe let's look at that search term. I'm going to click into this design right here. Let's copy baby's first Christmas ornament from the title. That's the primary keyword they're using. We're going to paste that into the search mask right here. It's getting a ton of searches. Hit enter, and let's also go to product analytics right here with Everbee. Let's take a look at what we can see right here in terms of designs. There's a bunch with trees right here, different family members. We've got some animals. This is probably a custom baby picture where people can send you a photo through the Etsy message feature, and then you upload that as a custom design. You don't have to go that far. And the ones that I sell right now and that sold for me last year were literally just related to a hobby with a preset graphic, and all that people can do is change their name and the year, and that's basically it. But if you want to go a step further and also offer customization for like a custom photo to be uploaded, that is also an option. It just takes longer to then create the final product and takes a bit longer to set it up. And this looks quite cool as well. We've got a car right here, kind of a kids themed graphic. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into My Designs, where I set up these listings from scratch so you can learn how to do it as well. And the good thing about My Designs is you can do it in bulk, and once an order gets placed, it is very easy to customize the design and send it off for printing, which you're going to see an example for at the end of this video. So right here within My Designs, the first thing I'm going to do is head to the Listings tab and click on Home, where I'm going to create a new folder for our ornaments. So I'm going to call this Baby's First Christmas Ornaments. And then I'm going to use the default template right here. Now you want to click Add New Folder and open it. Well, we need to click on it first. So click on the folder that you've just created and then open it with this button in the bottom right corner. By the way, there is a link to My Designs as well as a custom discount code in the description, and the same goes for Everbee as well. Now we need to upload our designs. So depending on what niche you've entered, if you've got some designs ready that you want to use as an element of your ornament or as the entire ornament design, you upload them by heading to upload right here and choosing the first option. I've found some sort of baby themed animal graphics to use right here as a part of the ornament. I'm going to drag and drop those into this field. There's 12 of them, and then I'm going to click upload all, but I'm also going to combine these with some other graphics in a second here once they've imported. So here we go, those have all imported, and now the next step is going to be creating the actual ornament designs right here in the template where people are going to change the name. Now, what you need to know about this workflow or this example that I'm showing you is it is just meant to serve as an example. You can use the same step-by-step process to apply it to your own niches that you found, or to apply it to a different product as well. I, for example, sell quite a lot of t-shirts that are customizable where people swap out the name, and that's the same workflow right here within My Designs, except you select a t-shirt instead of an ornament. But let's go ahead. First thing you need to do is click on this button to select all listings at once. Then we're going to head into the canvas system. This is essentially a bit like Photoshop, except you've got multiple documents open at the same time and you can sync changes across all of them, which is a big time saver. First step is heading to the templates and typing in ornaments right here. As you can see, there is a bunch of different ornaments that My Designs integrates with. Some of these custom shapes are a lot more expensive though, and the one that I sell the most is the round ceramic ornament. So if we click on this, Swift PD is the only print partner that comes up as an option. We're going to choose that, click on front print right here, and then it's going to load the correct dimensions and some guidelines as well. Now to explain this briefly, essentially the red line right here shows the very edge where things kind of get cut off and wrapped around. You don't want to have anything important outside of the red line. And in terms of elements like text, like the priority stuff, that should be within the bounds of this blue right here, this blue outline, because if you go too far to the edge, it might also be cut off. This up here, this red circle, that is where the hole is going to be cut, so people can actually hang up the ornament on their tree. That's the idea. Now, the first thing we want to do is actually click on uploads right here. And I've already uploaded a wreath, which we can just simply add by clicking on it right here. So you can drag and drop any files that you want to be part of your design into this field and then click on them to open them on the actual design. Now this right here, we can kind of realign by dragging it around, or you can also go to position and click fit to artboard. And by the way, I found this wreath on Creative Fabrica. I'll leave a link to that in the description. I think this one actually fits the ornament very well, and it's quite thin, which is ideal if you still want enough space for text and other design elements in the middle or in the center of this ornament. It doesn't go over the edge either, which is good. And now I'm going to right click on this and sync it, which will apply that same layout and sizing to all of the other documents as well. This will now all come to life if we add the different animal graphics as well. So let's go to add listing file and click add to all. There we go, there's the piggy, which is the first listing, I guess. If I make this a bit smaller right here, where should we put it? Let's put it along the top right here to begin with, and right click on this, hit sync, and there we go. Now you can see that all these are separate documents from our different listings and they have the same layout. Now, as you can see, some of the animals within the red circle right there, so I'm going to drag this down a bit and sync again, make sure that there's no animal that's getting cut off. But yeah, here we go. That is a nice layout. Now there's enough space as well underneath for the name and the first Christmas text. So in order to add that, I'm going to head to text right here, click add text and just resize this. Let's type out an example name. Let's do Emma's for the top piece for the name. I want to make this quite a bit bigger right here and also give it a script font, which will suit this a lot better than this kind of plain sans serif. So if we click into Roboto, which is the font name being in use right now, one that I've already saved is Satisfy. That's quite a nice looking script font right here within My Designs. By the way, if you scroll through these and you find a nice font, you can now favorite it and then it will show up along the top. Another alternative is Dancing Script, and that's a decent one as well if you don't like this option right here, Satisfy. So now we've got MS, and that looks pretty neat, and that is the layer that we're going to customize if an order gets placed. Underneath this, let's just drag this down. I'm holding down Alt, clicking and dragging. Underneath this, we're going to probably go back to Roboto and make this smaller again. We're going to put First Christmas right here. Let's drag out this box, make it a little bit smaller still, and maybe we can change the color of this as well. If I click on text color right here, we can use the color picker. Maybe we'll use a red right here from the Santa hat. Why not? Give it a bit of contrast. I also want to slightly increase the spacing because this is very small text. I want to make it a bit easier to read. We can do that by heading to spacing up here and just drag out the letter spacing a little bit. Maybe I'll also change the font from regular to medium. Yeah, there we go. That should make it a little bit easier to read. And now we'll drag this down one more time and change it to 2024. I'll change that back to black text, make it a little bit bigger. There we go. That is pretty much it. The background of this is going to be printed as white anyway. Now we just need to actually sync the changes to the other ones because as you can see, they don't have that text yet. So I'll right click on Emma. Can you do it with multiples as well? Actually, let's try that. Sync yeah, you can select multiple layers and sync them all at the same time. So there we go. Now this is all done and set up for all of our designs at the same time. I did it with 12 in this example, but you can do it with up to 120 on the top My Designs plan. It does get a little laggy, don't get me wrong, if you have that many documents open. On the Pro plan, the kind of entry-level My Designs plan, you can do it with 48 listings at the same time, and then we can save them by heading up here, and we'll just change the file slot to main file, overwriting the old design file. We don't need that anymore. And the important part here is we need to change it to save as editable. Editable meaning if an order gets placed, we can still edit this design file. It won't get turned into a raster image. It will still retain the text layers, which we can then change once an order is placed. So with these settings right here, we can now hit save. Yep, overwrite all files. That's it. Our design is done. We just need to wait for it to be saved, which could take about half a minute or a minute, depending on how many designs you're doing this for. Next up, I'm going to create a few mockups for these. And by the way, I changed this to grid view up here because the list view shows more of the actual listing data fields rather than the designs. For mockup creation, grid view is kind of easy on the eye, I would say. And to create the mockups, we're going to head to the mockups emblem right here on the left hand side, select image mockups to begin with, and we want to change this from clothing to other. And now if we type in ornament, then you're going to get all the ornament mockups filtered out right here. I want to use a few variety ones of different backdrops and also a front and back option, so people can see that there is print on the front and on the back. To generate multiple mockups at once, we can enable the multi mockup feature and then just select these different options like so. Bearing in mind we have the ceramic ornament that we're printing, not the aluminum. They look almost identical in the mockups, so it's not a big deal if you get one of these mockups in there. But yeah, just to mention that, just in case. We don't need too many. I think probably 4 or 5 is enough. And then just click through these. Yeah, they're all using main print file, which is good. You can generate a preview if you want to, and then once you're ready, just hit generate mockups right here at the bottom. And then we're generating these for every single design, for every single listing, and all the different mockup templates that we've selected in bulk. This is usually very quick, as you can see. Success, job already complete. Now this is refreshing right here, and now we can double click on any of these file slots, actually preview the mockups that we've generated. And there we go. I think that looks pretty neat. We've got the front and back option as well, which is good for the customer to understand no matter which way around it's hanging, they always see a graphic. There's no kind of boring plain backside. And if you wanted to go a step further, you could also create a custom design for the back where there's like some other text on there. I've seen that with some like pet memorial ornaments where they put like a loving message on the back and then the picture of the pet and the name on the front, for example. Now that we've got these generated, we can also quickly throw together some video mockups, sort of a video slideshow to play when people hover over your listing. In order to do that, we go back to mockups, select video mockups from the drop down, and then just select a few of these right here. We don't want to select the actual print file, and then yeah, this will be saved into the video mockup slot. Then we can click submit, and once again it's going to do that for all of our listings in bulk. And here we go. Now that this is done as well, we've got the video mockup right here ready. We can go to the list view and generate the listing data. If you have everything selected, you can do that with Vision AI. We just need to change the product type to ornaments, and then we've got Etsy selected by default. That's good. Now we're going to check product features down here and actually look for the correct ornament, round ceramic ornament, because those details are going to be included in the description. If we enable this down here, you can also give it custom instructions to, for example, add some emojis, to maybe add some details about fast shipping, anything that you want the AI to consider. For example, if I wanted to make sure that it understands that product a little bit better, we could say something like, these are some custom ornaments for a baby's first Christmas. Now it does scan your design, so it should technically figure that out itself, but this way it is going to make sure to include even more relevant keywords to our custom instructions right here within the listing. And now let's just hit generate listing data. Yes, run Vision AI. This part of My Designs doesn't cost credits, by the way, such as the vectorizer and upscaler or Dream AI. Those do use up your credits, but Vision AI does not. There we go. Very quickly, we've got some descriptions, title, and tags. So we've got baby's first Christmas ornament, personalized elephant, holiday keepsake, and so it's actually recognized the animal for all of these. Cute bunny right here. It's also written a description and added the product features for the ornament down here. Obviously, if you want to customize this further, if you want to put some instructions for placing the order, if you want to mention something about, you know, we ship this and have it printed very quickly for you, you can still make additional edits to your description. You can delete tags right here and add new ones to it. And there's also, you know, some gaps like this. Only has 8 out of 13 tags if you wanted to add some more to it. Another quick tip right here for listing generation is if you head to quick actions, edit in bulk, then you can select whichever field you want to affect. For example, description. If you wanted to add something to the front, you need to change the action right here. And then you could say something like ships next day, for example. Just need to hit enter a couple of times. And then as you can see in the preview, this is how it will show up now. You can, you know, add some blurb about this new paragraph that you're adding. I would just take a look at what some other people are doing with their descriptions. What are people adding right here to kind of flesh it out? You can also use AI like ChatGPT to help you add some relevant emojis. And that always looks really nice when people add that to your description rather than just having plain text. It also gives it a bit of structure, a bit of contrast, and makes it easier to process the info in the description. You can also alternatively do like find and replace, find and delete, or overwrite the entire field if you wanted, you know, to do your own description. And this is bulk editing, so it affects every listing at the same time. That way you don't have to tediously do it all at once. But there we go. This is how to prepare your listing data with the help of AI and some manual edits if you want to do them. And let's move on to the last step of this, which is publishing. So now to upload these to your Etsy store, you need to head over to publish right here. Then you can use public profiles, which they've recently added. So there's presets right here for ornaments, for t-shirts, for kind of multi-listings with multiple products. I'm just going to do this very simply from scratch by going to print on demand Etsy and typing in ornament, because I just want to sell the round ceramic ornament. In this case, I will choose Swift POD as the production partner, and then it's going to send us to this screen right here where we add our mockups and choose the print files. So you want to enable back print as well, and there we go. That's pulling in main print files right here for either side. Show additional images. This is where we've got a previously generated mockups. So I'll add all of these right here to the listing by just clicking on them. We can delete this one. This is just a default mockup that loads, and you can also change the order of these mockups if you want to. And the video mockup, no matter where it is in your order, it will always play automatically if people see it in your listing. Now we're ready to move on to the next step, which is populate data. We've already done that beforehand, so now we can click choose prices. And what you want to do is right here replace this with your desired price, for example $24.99, apply to all, and then we'll go to preview, publish info. Here on the right hand side we do need to change a few things still. So who made it, we'll do another company or person and choose Swift POD. This is pulling from your Etsy production partners that you've got added on your Etsy shop. And then down here we still need to enable the personalization option so that that actually shows up on your listing, and you need to give them instructions. So enter the personalization instructions you want buyers to see. So you can say please enter the name and year, and that's literally it. You can also limit the amount of characters if you don't want people to spam too much and then it doesn't actually fit in here. So we'll do 60 characters, for example, and then we're ready to hit publish on these. Then they're going to be uploaded into your Etsy drafts section in the listing manager, where you can then publish them all to the marketplace and set them live. And as promised, what happens if someone places an order? Well, first of all, you will get an email notification where it says there's a new order that was placed under manual review. And then you need to head over to the orders tab right here. The one in question for me is this one right here. So we'll click on this, and then it shows you the personalization request by the customer. And to change the actual print file, we will click on personalize right here. And now you can literally copy the name, Control C, and paste it where it says Emma. Sometimes you might have to readjust some elements, so just move the bear up slightly so the actual top of the T right here is visible. And that's it. We don't need to change 2024. We can just hit overwrite. This is going to save and apply the new name. And then we can also go to back right here and do the same for the back print. This is very important. You need to change the print on both sides. Otherwise, you know, they're going to get Emma on the back side and Christian on the front side. But as you can see, that only takes a few seconds, and then the print file is already changed. And then all that's left to do is click approve order down here, and then it will get sent to print. And worst case scenario, if you did end up getting thousands of orders per month, don't worry, you can always outsource, changing the names right here, because it's very, very simple. It only takes a few seconds. In case you didn't know, you can also use My Designs to generate AI graphics with Stable Diffusion, DALL-E 3, Ideogram, or Flux Pro in bulk. This is a very underrated feature, and I'll show you how to use it in this tutorial right here.